adventure of the seas. This is day number 5. And it's more like day number bad weather.
Oh yeah. We had some other plans for Cozumel today. We were gonna go to Mr. Sancho's because so many of you guys have asked about that. But unfortunately, I don't think the weather's gonna cooperate with us today. We don't want to spend like the money to go there and half the time it be thunderstorming. I think we're gonna try to mosey outside a little bit before the rain comes and just have a good day on board.
Sounds good. Let's get it started. And before we step off the ship, I wanted to point out today's cruise compass, Cozumel wellness and mask requirements. So when we go out and walk around, we'll need to wear a mask.
Got your mask?
Got it.
Let's roll.
Hump day!
It is Wednesday, my dude.
Thank you. Enjoy
Thank you.
Back in the Windjammer for breakfast. And if you'd like to get an idea of what they're serving, it's basically what you'd normally expect in the Windjammer on a cruise for breakfast. But you can go back and check out our earlier vlogs in this series where we did show breakfast.
Even though it is a bit of a yucky day today, and our plans have changed, that is okay. It is still going to be a happy day. You want to know why?
Why?
Because we are still on a cruise ship.
Can't beat that.
I would rather be sailing in rough weather than be at home right now.
Our first look at the island of Cozumel. Bubblegum shrimp, Senor frogs, hard rock, all the favorites you've come to know and love. And even though it's overcast, you still can see the beautiful blue water. Not as good as when the sun shines on it.
But you can still see the color.
Still see it. So as we mentioned earlier, we were planning on going to the famed Mr. Sancho's today and had even reserved that online before the trip. And it cost us $14 to reserve that for both of us. So we're gonna lose that $14. But if we were to go over there now, right, which you see how it looks, it's not great.
And it's supposed to get, like, this is as good as it's supposed to get today.
Yeah.
It's supposed to get a lot worse.
Like thunderstorms. That would cost us about $140. So we'll chalk up the 14 and
yeah, but that's a good thing with booking Mr. Sancho's is that you kind of have a safety net there. Like if you have a day like this or you can't go, at least it's like a very little deposit and then you're not losing out a lot of money.
It's 7 o'clock Friday.
Deck 6.
Before we get off the ship, we're stopping by guest services because we're pretty sure that we're in a different time zone now. So that means ship time and actual Mexico time would be different. So we're checking on that right now. My phone, which has internet and data and all that kind of stuff, says 9:56. Matt's watch says 10:56 a.m. So the 10:56 is the ship time. So your watch didn't switch, but our phones did, which is pretty common that your phones will switch when you go into a different time zone. So I definitely recommend bringing a watch that you can set to ship time so you don't get confused, because the ship will leave at ship time. If it says you have to be all aboard at 5:30, which is today, that's all aboard ship time, not Mexico time.
be careful with a smartwatch too, because if it's connected to cellular or anything like that, it could update. Making our way down the pier, walking fast before the thunderstorms appear.
Thor, stay away from Cozumel.
And Loki. It's time for Cozumel prevention protocols. Temperature check. Mandatory use of face mask. Use of antibacterial gel. Keep a safe distance, which apparently they consider to be 1.5 meters. Fish are friends, not food. Align your body with the statues inside the room, and you may be headed for the dark forest. Beware, the trees may be inhabited by the spirit of the temple god.
And what are you looking for?
You're looking for the cannonball of Cortez himself. I gotta say, there's kind of an eerie feeling here in Cozumel. Maybe eerie is too strong of a word, but there's no one here. We're the only ship in port, and obviously we're sailing with just over 1,000 passengers who are now all scattered about on their different excursions. So here in the main shopping area where you can go if you don't have an excursion, and beyond that point you can't unless you're going somewhere. It's just kind of almost like a ghost town.
It is crazy. Like every other time we've been here has been so much busier, like people shopping and everything.
Very vibrant.
And now like all the stores are like empty, and because there's not as many people here, or people are off doing excursions or something. So yeah, it's different.
It's sad, but the good news is it will be changing soon. So.
Yes, it'll be getting more and more filled as time goes on.
We're getting the party started, and there's more coming on the way. Ah, parrotfish. Hard to see on the camera, but there was one.
We've also seen a tang, a blue tang.
Several tangs, Sergeant Major.
Yeah.
Different stuff swimming about. Some people are snorkeling over there. Not sure what that is. It looks like some kind of, I don't want to say excursion, but maybe paid opportunity because they have bright orange PFDs on.
It looks like they're just snorkeling off of Senor Frogs.
Yeah.
It's a Senor Frog snorkeling excursion.
What is going on over there? They've got like sparklers going.
Oh, maybe it's someone's birthday.
Oh, feliz cumpleaños.
Well, if you want your birthday to be a bang, go to Senor Frog.
Yeah, for sure. So, if you're docked in Cozumel and you don't have a shore excursion, you want to just walk around. Of course, you have Senor Frogs, you have Margaritaville, Ron John Surf Shop, Hard Rock, like we mentioned. Plenty of other stores, though. You have t-shirts, you have jewelry, you have liquor, tobacco, little fun toys for the kids. There's a flea market upstairs there in the International Cruise Terminal building. Handicrafts. NFL merchandise that's probably not officially licensed.
But it's okay, we're not going to talk about that.
No.
It's duty free, so it's okay.
That's right. Stopped in one of the shops here to purchase some things for some family members. Lots of bright, vibrant colors, which we love. And if you didn't have an excursion already booked, they do have them here that you can buy once you get on board. Snorkel, glass bottom boat, parasail, different things. So they're scattered throughout. This one's kind of back here. They do have a lot of them right at the front, right when you get off.
Cozumel is definitely a place where it's okay to be unprepared.
Yes.
Because you can do you can buy a lot of excursions off the pier.
Like right when you step off.
And a lot of them are pretty cheap too. So
Yeah.
I'm not saying like don't book ahead of time, but I'm just saying like if you want to play it a little loose, like you have that leniency here.
A whole new meaning to Captain Jack Sparrow, although this is a macaw. The hunt for Red October is complete. I found it. There it is. It was nice seeing you again, Cozumel. Unfortunately, not the conditions we were hoping for. That's okay. We will be back. But now, back on board Adventure of the Seas.
So, just to keep you guys current on what's the situation with us, we're back on board, obviously, and since there's not a lot of people on board, we thought this might be a good opportunity to at least do part of our ship tour, because those take a really long time, and it's a lot easier when there's not a lot of people on board. So Matt is off taking care of that right now, and I am on the pool deck doing some editing, so we can get these videos out to you as soon as possible. This was the rationale behind our decision making. Also too, I don't know if we mentioned this yet, but the reason why there's so much weather coming through right now is because there's a tropical depression going through in the Gulf right now. And that's worth mentioning just to keep in mind because it is June. We are now in hurricane season, as we call it in Florida. So just keep in mind if you have one of those summer sailings, it's pretty typical to get rain and hurricanes may come. I mean, right now it's just a tropical depression, so it's nothing bad or crazy.
crazy or dangerous. If it's dangerous, then we would move away from it and change our itinerary or change our sailing. But it's enough to give us some rain and some kind of yucky weather. So just keep that in mind if you're sailing in the summer months. That stuff is very possible. And this is why we made the very tough decision to not go to Mr. Sancho's today, because the weather went sour real quick. But on a bright note, look who's back!
Here I am once again.
I'm so glad you're with me again. We finally ran into JJCruise!
Finally!
Yay! It only took us 5 days on the cruise.
Yeah.
So yay! I'll put a link to their channel in the description down below because they're so nice. So if you like us, I'm sure you'll like them too.
Absolutely.
Making friends, rain or shine, because we're still on a cruise.
Knocked over our drink.
Sorry.
Royal Caribbean's being a little mean right now. They're showing beautiful sunny Coco Cay on the Jumbotron while we're in this torrential downpour in Cozumel. It's a little late now because we're about to leave, but here comes the sun.
Do-do-do-do.
Where does all the trash and recycling go from on board? Put a little ship up, a little boat next to it. Start taking everything out. See that? I don't know if that's a large fish, but I think it's a shark. See right off our balcony here, which I guess technically if it is a shark, that is a large fish. Oh, where'd it go? There it is. A lot of folks asked us to show this, the chat feature in the Royal Caribbean app, which we were very much looking forward to sharing with you because we had yet to utilize that. But there's a development at play here. So let me show you. Click the button. It comes up. There's Chelsy. And there's Chelsy.
Hi, it's me.
And so she's the only other person in the party. So I click her, and what does it say? Stay in touch. Chat on board for only $1.99 per day. Must purchase for entire voyage. Chat with one or more guests. Invite your cruise friends to chat. No internet package needed. All participants must purchase chat.
So how much is it?
$1.99 per day, and you have to purchase it for the entire cruise.
Okay, so I mean that
Per person.
that would be cheaper than an internet package.
If you were purchasing an internet package just for the staying in touch
Right.
with other people on the ship, then yes.
Then that's cheaper, but I don't know. I think what's throwing me off is that I was expecting that to be complimentary.
Yeah.
They had never said that, but that was kind of the vibes we were getting, like leading up to them like trialing it and everything. So I'm kind of surprised that it costs. They have every right to do that. That's a service that they created, and I do not fault them for that. I was just surprised that that was the case. So unfortunately, we are not going to pay for that because we don't need it. So we're not going to be showing you that. But at least you know where it is and the situation with it now.
And we just missed the departure horn. Although usually there's two, I think, so.
Do you think if I go like this, they'll do it?
Probably not, but if you want to give it a shot. Yeah, they're not even looking down here. Imagine that. It's as if they have better things to do. Ah, there it is. There's horn number 2. And number 3. Why not? Just for good measure. Oh, quad horn. Quad horn leghorn. Goodbye to Cozumel. Until next time.
Bye, Cozumel.
We descend the stairs to go to my favorite dining establishment. That's not true at all. Just kidding. It's the main dining room. We're gonna go to the main dining room tonight. Not a place that we frequent, but we are going to go there this evening.
And it's gonna be great.
Of course it is. So we're headed there right now. We have my time dining, so I believe that is on deck 3.
And if you need to know what deck your dining room is, because it's different whether it's early, late, my time, whatever, It'll tell you right here on your seat pass card.
They also have a sign out front with the times and various decks. So, that be that. We do not have a reservation. We're just going in blind. Table 333, and it's not right at the window, but this table is reserved, so no one will be sitting there. And then it's the window, so it might as well be a window seat.
I'm calling it a window seat.
We'll take it. Now, of course, the menu in the main dining room is different every night, except for the classics. Classics are things that you can have every evening, so let's go to the classics first. Classic desserts. Those are every night, but then the rest of the menu rotates and changes. So here's what we have for tonight's offerings.
This is the first dining location we've been to where they gave us paper menus.
Yeah, they've been having us scan, which you can do here as well. Scan the QR code, which brings up the menu in the Royal Caribbean app.
Yeah.
But yeah, it gave us the paper menus as well.
Maybe because it changes every night, so they they have time to sanitize them.
That makes sense.
Anyway, since it's going to be different the next night.
That makes sense.
Possibly.
Oh yes, the bread bowl. Assorted bread with butter.
Only one kind of butter.
Oh, that's it. No assorted butter.
Just one.
Appetizers, part 1. So we both went dubs.
Oh, you went double too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
For now, we both got the same thing.
We got baked potato soup. It's good. That's good. Very potato-y.
Appetizer, part 2. What do you have?
I got a garden salad with house dressing, which I don't know what house dressing is. Let me see.
I think it said like a house vinaigrette, didn't it?
Yeah, that's what it tastes like, like a house vinaigrette.
Well, it's right up your alley.
And it comes with radishes.
Oh.
Salads never come with radishes anymore. What's that about?
I don't know. I don't eat radishes, so I wouldn't have noticed.
I like radishes, and I appreciate that they put radishes in my salad.
There you go. Enjoy. And, you know, over here, standard old shrimp cocktail. All right. You know what? Let's just show you.
Okay, so we both got beef stroganoff. The beef stroganoff I've had before looks different, but I mean, it's probably still good. And it looks like they put pickles on top, which I've never had, but I love pickles, so we're gonna try something today. Okay, stroganoff update. I like it. I wouldn't call it beef stroganoff, but I like it. I'm eating it. It was not Matt's favorite.
No. And our server asked, he asked you, how is it? And you said, oh, it's good, I like it. And then he said, and you? And I normally just won't say anything. It's like, okay, I'll just do without. But I was like, oh, it's not my favorite.
Yeah.
And then he's like, how about a steak? I'll get you a steak. And I didn't really want a steak. And he's like, tuna. And I said, I could maybe chicken. So he's going to give me chicken, I guess. I was just going to go without pizza later.
But may I just say, like, our waiter is so incredibly nice, because it was like please let me get you something else, like I'll go get it right away, like just really, really nice.
Back in the game, main course part 2, chicken with some kind of sauce on it, and some broccoli, which I love, and mashed potatoes, which I love, and carrots, which I don't love, but I do like.
They brought you that in like 3 minutes.
Yeah. This is one of the classics, like I was talking about. So this is something they have every night.
Right, so they probably had it ready to go.
So,
but still. Like, man, super fast.
Like Dash from The Incredibles.
This is our guy. So if you see this on your little placard, you know you're in for a good night.
It's the last course.
Oh, and they just dimmed the lights. Are they trying to kick us out? No, everyone here is so nice. They're not trying to kick us out. Also, Matt made a very good point about this dining service. There's less people in here, so you can hear like the ambient like dining room music.
There's some nice jazz playing and stuff.
We've never heard that before because there's so much
louder.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, dessert time. Look how pretty mine is.
Cheesecake.
Yay!
That's quite pretty.
And what'd you get?
I was gonna get the trifle, but it looked weird. So I went with the bananas Foster.
Ah.
Which, you know, I'm really just here for this. There'll be rough seas ahead.
We've actually had a couple days of rough seas, and if you guys have watched us frequently, you know that usually we say like, it's fine, like it's not bad. It's been a little topsy-turvy the past couple days.
Yeah, I mean,
ever since we got close to that tropical depression.
It's kind of hard to see on camera, but like those aren't just little bobbers. Like the way it's a pretty good swell here. And in conjunction with that, probably the most frequent question we get as travel agents when it comes time to book your cruise is, where should we be on the ship as far as location to minimize the effects of movement of the ship?
So you don't get seasick.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is difficult for us to answer because it doesn't really affect us too much. And in our personal opinion, where you're at on the ship doesn't really matter too much. We've been top, bottom, front, back, middle, back, right, side to side, all that stuff. And we haven't really noticed a difference. Now, some people that's not the case. They're tried and true in the middle. Some people prefer top, whatever it may be. What we have noticed makes the difference with motion is weather. I mean, look at that. Look at that. Let me show you this. I mean, it's just kicking off up there. Look at that. The seas are all churned up right now because of the
tropical depression.
Yeah. So
now let me put a clarifier here. It is in no way feels unsafe or dangerous.
No.
Nothing like that. Nothing like that is going on. I feel 100% safe, comfortable. I will say though, it's a bit rocky today, and it was doing it last night too. And I don't get motion sickness, and I was feeling a little woozy last night. So you know, but you can't control the weather.
we came back out to the helipad, right at the very front of the ship. This wind is pretty intense.
I'm getting like pushed. This is really strong wind.
Heading back to the Bahamas. We gotta sail through some rough waters. It's Elephant the elephant, see him low. Butterflies everywhere, watch them go. Alright, so interesting update. We got a cruise compass in the room today. I think we showed it on the video. And it made mention that we needed to be on time for our appointment tomorrow for our COVID test to return home, our rapid COVID test. And we don't have an appointment for that. We didn't know what they were talking about. So I went down to guest services and they were surprised that we didn't have an appointment for that. And I told them, no, we hadn't heard anything about that. And they said it was in the cruise compass for day 2. There was a QR code to scan to make the appointment. And I told them we didn't get a cruise compass for day 2. Yesterday was the first day we got a cruise compass. And they said, well, they're on demand. We're trying to cut down on paper, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, they got us scheduled for our test at guest services manually. But now instead of it being tomorrow, it's gonna be on day 7. At like 2:20 in the afternoon. But it's kind of crazy because we showed you they left a little business card with the QR code in our room a few days ago to do like the exit interview to set up what time we were going to disembark the ship and all that. We did that. I'm just like perplexed why they would not do that same thing for the COVID test that everyone has to have. But for whatever reason they didn't. They just put it in the cruise compass for day 2. Alright friends, that is going to do it for us tonight here on day number 5 on board Royal Caribbean's Adventure of the Seas. The rain did not stop our fun, it just changed what it was. Tomorrow, day number 6, a day at sea. So we'll be on board the ship the entire time, but we do have some more delicious specialty dining coming your way. Stay tuned with that. A few special guest appearances as well at that meal. So we'll be having some fun there. Hope you enjoyed today's video, day number 5. If you missed days 1 through 4, check them out in the Adventure of the Seas playlist. And hey, if you're interested coming on Adventure of the Seas yourself or another Royal Caribbean vessel, we can make that happen. As travel agents, our services are always completely complimentary and free to you. So feel free to reach out via that travel agent information you'll find in the description of this video. We hope we'll see you back tomorrow for day number 6 on board Royal Caribbean's Adventure of the Seas. But until then, good night and
Happy
travels!
travels!
Travel that are happy.
That's us.